Prompt engineering is becoming an increasingly important skill to have, and while it takes time to become a truly great prompt engineer, I think you can get about 80% of the way there if you have really awesome prompts to start with. So what I'm going to show you today is two things. One, we're going to have a prompt that will generate really awesome other prompt ideas for us. Then we're going to pick one of those and we're going to extrapolate it with our prompt perfecter and make a super awesome version of that prompt. We can take any prompt, make it better with this. Let's jump right into it. Here we are. I'm actually in TypingMind because I like it a lot more than using ChatGPT because it's a way better user interface. Let's actually open up a new chat in my tutorial folder. We're going to open up our prompt library, and this first prompt is called the Wolf because I got it from Matt Wolf. I changed it quite a bit, but the first idea came from Matt Wolf, the legendary Matt Wolf, and it is, what are the absolute coolest, most mind-blowing, out-of-the-box ChatGPT prompts that will really show off the power of ChatGPT? He said generate 10, but I changed it to 5. I also said to give a title to each one and format the text as a block quote using Markdown, which makes it easy to copy paste. Okay, let's send it and see what it comes up with. So I like this because it gives me titles to each of them. Let's also get that out of the way. Gives me titles to each of them and then also makes it in a block quote, which means if you triple click, it selects the whole thing. Okay, so we're basically going to take whichever one of these that I guess not we, I'm going to take which one of these that I think is the best, most interesting one, and we're going to extrapolate it. So you have a conscious AI. You're an advanced AI that's gained self-consciousness. Describe your experience. That's interesting. Time travel paradoxes. So invited a time machine, going to travel back to meet your younger self, but your younger self has a different plan. So you're going to talk. Ooh, that's actually really cool. They try to outsmart each other and avoid creating a paradox. That's really interesting. Third one, the ultimate invention. So where anything's possible, inventing the ultimate device that will revolutionize. If anything is possible, that's like, maybe not. Okay. The alien encounter, the first human to make contact with alien species, write a dialogue between you and the alien. So that's interesting. Or the multiverse. You've discovered a definitive evidence of the multiple parallel universes. Describe the implications. I like the ones where it's like a conversation. So we're going to actually do the time travel paradox. Let's triple click that, copy it, open up our menu, and open up another chat in our tutorial. And this time I'm going to select a character. So this is one of the things I love about TypingMind is we have a prompt library where we can choose, all of the different prompts that we save. But I actually like this more because this, by choosing a character that we're going to save, we actually get to change the system prompt, which is better because it's simpler and stuff. And then we're just going to take it. You notice that it doesn't show anything yet, but it will. Paste this, enter it. There we go. Now what this does is it basically takes the prompt that I gave it, makes a better version of it, and then asks me 3 questions based upon it. And before I continue, I can't take full credit for this. I actually got the idea from Chainbrain AI, this website. I'm not sure who does this website, but there's some really good prompts in here. So go check that out. This is based off of his prompt creator prompt. Anyway, back to this. Now, before we dig into this, I do want to show you how the prompt perfecter works. So this is a system instruction. If you're not aware, if you're using ChatGPT, before you send any messages, there's what's called the system instruction or system prompt. And it basically tells it, you are ChatGPT, a large language model created by OpenAI. Here's today's date. Here's your knowledge cutoff. The basic things that tells it what it is. If you're using the API for GPT-3 or 4 or whatever you're using, you can change the system prompt. So that's what we did. So rather than saying you are ChatGPT, we tell it, you are an expert prompt engineer with a deep understanding of user intent, the ability to avoid ambiguity, and the skill to ask probing questions that further refine the prompt. Your goal is to take each prompt I give you and make sure that my face isn't covering this. Each prompt I give you, analyze it, improve upon it using the industry best practices below. So this is pretty standard. Be clear and specific, add context, use instructional language rather than like asking it to think. You're basically giving it instructions and what you want it to do. You're going to get the user intent. So you should want to kind of figure out what the user's intent is and then use that to make a prompt that fits the desired outcome. Consider the prompt length, do role play if you want to, avoid ambiguity. So all of that kind of stuff. Then I gave it 4 examples of like a bad prompt, like tell me about quantum computing, and then an improved version of that. Same thing here. Bad prompt is genetic engineering ethical. Improved one. Bad prompt, better prompt, bad prompt, better prompt. Okay. So we have our example prompts, and then we have a little bit more clarity that we're giving it to tell it what we want it to do. So we kind of basically just tell it a little bit more of the same stuff. And then this is an important one. If the topic of the prompt requires complex reasoning, use a role play scenario or end the prompt with, let's think this through step by step. That right there is gold to add to your prompt if it's struggling to do something that requires more advanced reasoning. Then I give it a little bit of instruction. I will give you a prompt in the form of a question or a statement. Your task is to elaborate this prompt yeah, put it inside a block quote, the formatting stuff. Now I do want to, before I jump into this, I want to show you, if you don't have TypingMind, you can still take this and open it ai.com and paste the whole thing. So that here we have it here. And then at the end of this, I'm just going to say reply, got it. This way it doesn't try to generate any prompts yet. And then we could, again, if we wanted to, we could take whatever prompt, let's take our time traveling prompt here and do it in ChatGPT. And it should, if everything goes smoothly, yeah. So then it gives me a better version of it. Okay, so ChatGPT is being a little bit dumb. So let's regenerate that response because that's not what it was supposed to do. It's not supposed to actually start doing it. It's supposed to just improve the prompt. Yeah, there we go. See, this is what we want, although it didn't do the formatting. But yeah, this is much better. Good job. That's better. Now, so you can do this in ChatGPT. That's all I'm showing you. Or we're going to do it in TypingMind because this is, again, way better. So now that I've shown you how the whole prompt perfecter works, let's go and see what it came up with. So we're going to engage in a playful and suspenseful conversation between your present and past selves. So I like this, but then it asks me, the prompter, the user, 3 questions. So what specific rules or limitations exist regarding time travel and the interaction with present and past selves? Well, I mean, we're already messing with the whole Back to the Future time traveling thing. So I think there are no rules. This is chaos here. Okay, 2, how should the conversation be structured to maintain a sense of suspense and intrigue? As the conversation continues, it will increase in intensity. And 3, any specific consequences or risks, you can decide on this one and put it in the prompt. Okay, now when I answer the 3 questions, it's going to do the same thing again. But it takes the answers from my 3 questions, adds them into the initial prompt, and then asks me 3 more. So you can continue iterating on this process as much as you want. But let's just save it from there. So we have a thrilling, unpredictable conversation between your present and past selves as they navigate uncharted territory. Yeah, so this is good. Now we could do it for just like the fun, the time traveling thing. This is just a fun use case of it. But you can actually do this for something that's genuinely valuable. So if we go in here, we select our character and go to the prompt perfecter again. And I would just say, write a college level essay on the ethics of using AI in school. I guess if you're a student or something, this is more relevant. And yeah, so this would come up with a much better essay. We're gonna delve into the potential ethical concerns, privacy, data security, algorithmic bias, the impact on human interaction, creativity. And again, what are some specifics? Okay, 3.5 is just embarrassing itself. So let's try this again with GPT-4. The questions it asks are always supposed to be directed towards the person making the prompt and not asking the questions that are going to go into the prompt. Yeah, so here, again, are there specific ethical issues you would like to focus on in this essay? I think that there's an important question of, if AI can basically do all the intelligence of a human, then what is the purpose of schools? If it's not to fill your brains up with information, then maybe the purpose of schooling is critical thinking or something like that. I don't know. Okay. 2, do you want to include specific case studies of this? Sure. And 3, should the essay lean towards a particular stance or maintain a neutral perspective? This would be interesting. So I guess if you're the student and you needed to write an essay, and I'm kind of just telling somebody how to cheat, but I don't think that you should do this. But I mean, I guess I don't not think, because it's like, what else are you going to do? AI is going to be able to write everybody's essays. I think let's be neutral. Perfect. So now it's going to give us, a new version of the prompt that is kind of, just a much better prompt, and probably going to be a bit longer. I found that each time I do this, they tend to get kind of longer up to a certain point. But yeah, so if we were to take this, and we could even take this and open up a new chat, and let's see what it comes up with. Let's open up a new one in my tutorials folder, paste it, write the essay. We're doing 3.5, so it would be better if I used GPT-4, but this is much, much faster. It's also cheaper since I'm using the API. And okay, so here's basically an outline for it. So yeah, pretty good. Ethical implications of AI in educational settings, redefining purpose of education. This is actually, I think, something that would probably be kind of interesting to check out. But anyway, that's all I got for you. I hope that this has been beneficial for you. I think that this prompt perfecter is a really good way. If you're new to prompt engineering, if you're not sure what the best ways to get the best kind of prompts are, then you can use this. It's all linked in the description. I do have an affiliate link for TypingMind. So if you want to support the channel, then you could use that, and I appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to all that stuff, and we'll see you again next time.